Artemis Prime, Artemis Prime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. It's Artemis. Subscribe.
Because it has this function. Hey, what's up, you guys? Artemis Prime here doing another Marvel Legends figure review on not a Marvel Legends, but the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Obi Wan Kenobi from Wave 3 of the Star Wars Black Series, which I am totally in love with. I love this toy line. I picked up this toy line at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want yours, you can get it there.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Or you can get it at retail. They have been popping up at retail recently, but I actually did get mine at Big Bad Toy Store. So here's my Obi Wan Kenobi figure. Let's take a look at the packaging over here. The same packaging that we've gotten for all the other Star Wars Black Series figures. And we have number 10, Obi Wan Kenobi right over there, ages 4 and up. And then there's no figure in there. There's that medallion image. Yeah, we're looking at it sideways right now. I'm just going through this real quick. We have this image over here of Obi Wan Kenobi on the back of the packaging, and then we have this little bio on Obi-Wan. It says, Obi-Wan is forced to battle his friend Anakin Skywalker in a devastating lightsaber duel after Anakin turns to the dark side. I have failed you, Anakin. I think this may be the last figure we see coming in this packaging. I think they're changing it for the next waves. That's what I saw at Toy Fair anyway. Obi-Wan comes with one accessory, and that is his lightsaber, which you can see right here. I like how the handle looks. I really like this a lot. I'm really impressed with the paint applications and the detailed sculpting of this thing. It's very, very small, and there's a lot of nice paint detail in there, especially on the button right over there. All these nicely sculpted little rivets on this. Again, with this light blue lightsaber. I'm not a big fan of this really bright blue. To me, it's like it's almost completely clear. I do prefer the way this one looked right here with the X-Wing Luke Skywalker. I like this lightsaber a little bit more. I do appreciate how this is kind of tapered off at the end, but, you know, overall, I think this one's just cooler. It sticks out more. They're starting at the same point right here, but this one kind of cuts off a little sooner than this one. Not a big difference, though, honestly. And if you really anal retentive about it and you want to switch them, you cannot. So here's the X-Wing Luke Skywalker one, and I'm trying to put it on Obi-Wan Kenobi's, and it does not fit. The hole is too small. Ooh, that's what he said. And if you prefer your Obi-Wan figure not holding his lightsaber, there's this peg right here, and you could plug it into this hole on his belt, and that goes in pretty nicely. Let's get this in here, and yeah, there it goes. So now it's sitting right over there. Doesn't look too bad. And again, also like the Bespin Luke Skywalker, we have a very pale figure here. This doesn't bother me as much though, because Ewan McGregor was really pale, or is really pale, so this one makes a little bit more sense. You know, the actor was pretty pale skinned, and so is this figure, but man, that is really pale. But I think this looks pretty good. This is the episode 3 version. You can see he has some gray hair right around the sideburns. He's got that Reed Richards thing going on. There's some nice black paint detail in the brown mixed in there. It looks pretty good. Overall, I like the sculpt. I think they did a good job. They even have his little weird Englishman's wart up there. I always thought that was kind of weird, and they put that on the figure, so I like that. On the left ear only, we get some paint splotching. That kind of sucks. Not the biggest disappointment in the world, just a little bit sloppy. And then here's the top of the hair and everything, so it's very well sculpted. Looks pretty good. I really like the sculpting of his gi over here. I know it's not a gi, but his wardrobe looks great. A lot of these sculpted details in here just looks fantastic, and we have some color variation too. Not just talking about the brown over here, but you know, on these beige parts it's more like yellow and then goes to like a cream white. I think that came out awesome. The arms look pretty good on the figure, pretty consistent texturing throughout. I like that. And we have it cut off over here. It's not hollow on the inside or anything, but still, I think they did a really good job. And then he has this little paunch. I like that they gave him this paunch right here because he is a little bit of an older Obi Wan Kenobi. His belt looks fantastic. Of course, I have the lightsaber attached to it. You can see the tiny bits of silver painted right there and on this little notch over here. Then we get this little thing, I don't know what that is. Then we have another little thing over here. I do not know what that is either. And then here's some more detail. We have some gold, and yeah, I like how it's not just a solid brown. It has black mixed in there. I'm always a big fan of paint detailing, man. It looks cool. We have some little copper dots right over there. That's really nice. I like that a lot. And it's worth mentioning at the bottom portion of this is an actual fabric. It's a very canvasy kind of texture, kind of like a burlap texture to it. And unlike the Princess Leia figure, I'm not seeing a bunch of threads and everything, so that's very cool. It's just cut off right over there. I've not had one piece of thread come off of this thing. Then on the front of it, we have this pliable material. This is all plastic over here, and it's sculpted differently on the inside of it than it is on the top. That looks very, very good. His pants look pretty nice. Not much paint detail right over here, but it's still textured, and I like that. And then the boots look awesome. I really like the boots on this. This is pretty snazzy. Go Obi Wan Kenobi with them fancy boots. Look at that, man. Looks like they're made out of leather or something. I don't know. Very believable texturing on this and paint shading on it. And then at the bottom of the feet we get some hole pegs. Looking nice. And unlike some of the recently released Marvel Legends figures from the all-new X-Men set, he does have paint detailing on the back as well. So like most of these Star Wars Legends, Obi Wan Kenobi has some great articulation. His head moves up a reasonable amount. It can move up that far. It gets kind of tricky because he has this collar over here and the hair kind of runs into it, but if you want to, you can squeeze it so you kind of have it. It could look up that much, and the head does pop off fairly easy too. His head's on a disc hinge, so you can move it all the way down as well, and it rotates side to side. He has shoulders that move outward. They move forward. He bends at the elbow, and he rotates at the elbow. He has a wrist swivel. He also has wrists that move up and down. It does not have that vertical or horizontal movement. Both hands have that same hinge, so they move in and out instead of side to side. One thing I should have mentioned earlier is that if you want him holding a less civilized weapon, you can put it in there and the finger goes around the trigger. And the same thing on this side too. But anyway, he has a diaphragm joint. He can rotate side to side. It crunches forward and it moves backwards, and it has a little bit of a pivot over here. He also has a waist joint, so you gotta grab the legs and then turn it side to side. It's one of those little hidden waist joint things. He has hip joints that move outward that much. He can kick forward that much. He has a double jointed knee. He also has an upper thigh swivel too. There's no boot rotation. That would have been cool, but he does have ankles that move down, up, and a beautiful ankle pivot. Looks like Obi Wan Kenobi stands at exactly 6 inches tall. And here's Obi Wan Kenobi compared to the other two figures from Wave 3. We have the Stormtrooper and the Bespin Luke Skywalker, and I think all three of these figures work in great scale together. Luke should be the shortest one of the three. And if you want to see reviews of the other two figures from the Wave, please click the annotations right here and right here. And here he is next to his nemesis, Darth Maul. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So is this the most badass Star Wars Legends figure that we have? No, it is not. But for any Star Wars fan, you want to have an Obi Wan Kenobi. This is our episode 3 Obi Wan Kenobi. I'm going to pose him around with our Darth Maul figure, even though it's kind of incorrect because, you know, it's episode 1 that these two fought. But I'm still happy that I actually have a figure to fight against my Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan doesn't have anybody to pose against until Anakin comes out. So that's going to be in the next wave, I believe. So anyway, I hope you guys liked my review. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video and the figure. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
But you can see the paint silver. You can see the silver. Paint silver? Really? Okay.